Good morning. Dane here with you and Solveig, my daughter, for KMAC Museum for Tiny Art Tales. We're so glad you're here with us this morning. We have a beautiful, sunshiny day ahead of us, and we want to make a little music, want to read a little to you, and this week is about helpers. What do I mean, Solveig, when I say helpers?
People who help other people.
Right.
Like firefighters. They put out people's houses from fire.
Right, exactly. Right now, we're under a lot of stress. And some of us are at home, and some of us are still working very hard at home and out in public. So this is sort of about thinking about how grateful we are for those helpers who are out there on the front lines and keeping us healthy and safe at home and trying to help us. Right. So our first book is about a helper named Wangari.
Show them the cover. Well, the sheet is off. That's the cover.
So there's some beautiful illustrations in this book called Wangari's Trees of Peace.
Show them that page.
A true story from Africa by Jeanette Winter. So Wangari is a helper of the environment.
Yeah, she grew the trees, and I don't want to give away the rest of the story.
Let's begin. Wangari lives under an umbrella of green trees in the shadow of Mount Kenya in Africa. She watches the birds in the forest where she and her mother go to gather firewood for cooking. And she helps harvest the sweet potatoes, sugarcane, and maize from the rich soil. Wangari shines in school, and when she grows tall, like the trees in the forest, she wins a scholarship to study in America. Six years later, her studies over, Wangari returns to her Kenya home and sees a change. What has happened, she wonders. Where are the trees? Wangari sees women bent from hauling firewood miles and miles from home. She sees barren land where no crops grow. And where are the birds? Thousands of trees have been cut down to make room for buildings. But no one planted new trees to take their place. Will all of Kenya become a desert, she wonders, as her tears fall. Wangari thinks about the barren land. I can begin to replace some of the lost trees here in my own backyard, one tree at a time. She starts by planting 9 seedlings.
And 9 is Everett's number.
Watching the seedlings take root gives Wangari the idea to plant more, to start a farm for baby trees, a nursery, in an open space. She plants row after row of the tiny trees. Next, Wangari convinces the village women that planting trees is a good thing. She gives each one a seedling. Our lives will be better when we have trees again. You'll see. We are planting the seeds of hope. The women spread out over their village, planting tiny trees in long rows, like a green belt stretching over the land. The government men laugh. Women can't do this, they say. It takes trained foresters to plant trees. The women ignore the laughter. and keep planting. Wangari pays them a small amount for each seedling still living after 3 months, their first earnings ever. Word travels like wind rustling through leaves about the green returning to Wangari's village. Soon, other women in other villages and towns and cities in Kenya are planting long rows of seedlings too. But the cutting continues. Wangari stands tall as an oak to protect the old trees still remaining. We need a park more than we need an office tower. The government men disagree. Wangari blocks their way, so they hit her with clubs. They call her a troublemaker and put her in jail. And still she stands tall. Right is right, even if you're alone. But Wangari is not alone. Talk of the trees spreads over all of Africa like ripples in Lake Victoria. More women hear the talk and plant even more seedlings in longer and longer rows. The seedlings take root and grow tall until there are over 30 million trees where there were none. The umbrella of green in Kenya returns. Women walk tall, their backs straight, for now they can gather firewood closer to home. The land is no longer barren. Sweet potatoes, sugarcane, and maize grow again in the rich red earth. The whole world hears of Wangari's trees and of her army of women who planted them. And if you were to climb to the very top of Mount Kenya today, you would see the millions of trees growing below you, and the green Wangari brought back to Africa. So now, let's sing a little song about helpers. Helpers like Wangari. Helpers like nurses. Helpers like doctors. Helpers like farmers. Everyone, actually, because everyone can be a helper. One. Oh, we are grateful for helpers. Oh, we are grateful for helpers. Oh, we are grateful for helpers that nobody can deny. Oh, we are grateful for nurses. Oh, we are grateful for nurses. Oh, we are grateful for nurses that nobody can deny. I have an idea. Let's do some movements with what these jobs are. What's a movement for a farmer? Can you think of one?
Doing this.
Maybe hoeing. Oh, we are grateful for farmers. Oh, we are grateful for farmers. Oh, we are grateful for farmers that nobody can deny. Who else are we grateful for? Firefighters. Okay, let's pretend we have a fire hose. Putting out fires. Fires happen sometimes in chaos. You ready? Oh, we are grateful for firefighters. Oh, we are grateful for firefighters. Oh, we are grateful for firefighters that nobody can deny. Let's see here. How about grocers? where we get our food. After the farmers, of course. Let's see, let's stock some shelves. Oh, we are grateful for grocers. Scan the tags, yeah. We are grateful for grocers. Oh, we are grateful for grocers that nobody can deny. Let's see here, who else?
Me.
Oh, we're grateful for friends and also our family. Oh, we are grateful for friends. Oh, we are grateful for family. Oh, we are grateful for friends and family. I just kind of switched that into a duple. Let's switch back to a triple again. Oh, we are grateful for helpers. Oh, we are grateful for helpers. Oh, we are grateful for helpers. That nobody can deny. So our next book is not exactly about people helpers. It's about nature help. And right now, that's one thing we can do with this current situation. We can go outside and be in nature, in our backyards, and enjoy.
But stay at least 6 feet away from people.
Oh, yes, yes. That's why nature is really good, because nature is really, most of nature is away from people. We are nature, but that's another discussion. So, this one is called What a Wonderful World. And this is a chance you can get out.
I read that to Georgia and I want to read it.
I'm going to sing it today.
Can I show them the pictures?
Yeah, come close.
This picture and this picture.
Let's open it up to the first page.
Yeah, the first page. Can I hold it?
Yeah, can you help
like
me
this.
So they can see the pictures at the time that I sing it?
How about at the same time?
Okay.
I'll be ready.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. Bright blessed day. Let's show them the bright blessed day. And the dark sacred nights. Hang on, Solveig. We have to slow down, please, okay? There we go. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. Are also the faces of people going by. I see friends waving to each other, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So this was illustrated by Tim Hopgood. It's called What a Wonderful World, and it's based on the song by Bob Thiele and George David Weiss, sung by Louis Armstrong. So, we're going to end our tiny art tales today with another song about another kind of helper, our son. And sing along if you know this one. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never knew, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Do 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 It's always good to have fun. It's always good. So, thank you for joining us today. Think about all the helpers.
And
Think about the sunshine. Think about laughing. Think about enjoying just breathing. So, thank you all so much. Art is the big idea. And join us next week for Tiny Art Tales. Have a great week.
Bye. Do you even know how to turn that off?
Oh, I think so.
There, it's